What's happening, everybody? The mouth of the Midlands, Liam Cook here, and welcome to a very special episode of the Sky Blue Diaries, the web series exclusive to the Coventry United Matchday YouTube channel, where we are attempting to win the Premier League title with Coventry City within 5 seasons on FIFA 17 career mode. It's been so far so good in our first campaign. We haven't quite been able to break into the top 2, so it's the playoffs for us as long as we can keep winning as we embark on the final month of fixtures in Season 1. Now, to mark the end of our first season and our trip to Wembley in the Checker Trade Trophy final, we're going to show you some extended highlights of that match against Port Vale, all of the league matches from April, and any potential playoff fixtures in May, all in one episode. Before we embark on the latest instalment of our journey, let's take a peek at the league table at the start of April. Coventry sit in 5th place and look set for a spot in the playoffs. We're 12 points behind second place Chesterfield, so automatic promotion is not happening. But Rochdale are 6 points behind us as they try and sneak into the playoff spots. If we keep racking up the points, we might just be able to leapfrog Charlton and snatch 3rd. But the league will have to wait as we start this episode with a historic occasion. The first Wembley appearance for Coventry City since a 1-0 defeat to league champions Everton in the 1987 Charity Shield. A very different occasion, a different level, a different team, a different competition, and a new stadium. The Twin Towers are gone, the arch is in its place. The Checker Trade Trophy may not be the most prestigious of competitions, especially after the EFL decided to invite under 23 sides into the fray, but a cup final is a cup final. We're starting our strongest 11 in this match. Reece Charles Cook starts in goal. Haynes keeps his place at left back as Page remains out through injury. Willis and Harries in the centre with Sterry at right back. McCann and Maitland-Niles are our preferred pairing in midfield, either side of Ocho and Jones. The formidable duo of Armstrong and Sordell will be looking to fire us towards our first domestic honour in 30 years. We may not have Gary Mabbutt's knee to help us, but Armstrong has been on fire. So here's hoping 3 decades on from beating Spurs in the FA Cup, we can bring success back to the Sky Blues. First opportunity of the match, and we've got a corner on the left. Jones to Armstrong. Armstrong returns the ball to Jones. Jones looks for the cross, chips it into the box where Marvin Sordell is waiting, and a composed header over a diving goalkeeper. An early goal under the Wembley arch for Coventry. Jones sprints down the right wing unopposed, cuts in as the defenders close in, dodges Taylor's slide, sidesteps McIntosh, and a brilliant low strike to cap off a sensational solo effort for the former Dagenham and Redbridge winger. An assist and a goal in the opening 25 minutes for Jones. Danger at the back for City as Patterson picks up the loose ball and finds Pereira. Lovely turn, clean strike, but a wonderful low save by Reece Charles Cook between the City sticks. The keeper had to be on his toes to keep the score 2-0 to City. Sordell races into Vale's half, holds off McIntosh, Nobbs misses with his challenge. Sordell still going as Taylor makes a nuisance of himself. Through ball to Adam Armstrong, latches onto it, one-on-one, and he's not going to miss an opportunity like that. Bread and butter for Adam Armstrong. He's been on fire since his return from Newcastle. Corner swung in from the right-hand side for Port Vale. Patterson picks it up at the far post. Holds off the challenge of Jones. He tries to find a teammate. Chip ball towards Perkis. Cook gets there first, but the loose ball is nodded home by Paulo Tavares. And there's hope for the side from Stoke. Into the second half as Vale look to cut our lead to 1. Taylor puts it in. Cook punches clear. Perkis nods it back into the box. Glancing header from Sam Foley. And the keeper with outstanding reflexes once again to make the save. Into the last 15 minutes now, Jamar Dixon breaks down the right-hand side, finds Adam Armstrong to his left. Armstrong dispatches to Sordell after a short run. The striker takes a touch, fires one low and hard past the goalkeeper. That is game over. It's 4-1 to Coventry City. And sadly for us, we did score another goal through Sordell later in the game, but the game capture didn't work. So sadly we are unable to save the footage of the final goal, and also we missed out on the title celebrations as well, which I'm absolutely gutted about. However, a 5-1 win against Port Vale in the final of the Checker Trade Trophy. The Sky Blues have won their first trophy in 30 years, well, unless you count the Birmingham Senior Cup in 2007. From Wembley to Scotland, a huge change of scenery here as we travel to Rochdale in League One. After the cup final, we're left with a pretty tired squad, so the likes of Lawton, Spence and Thomas come into the side. Lewis Page makes his comeback from injury at left back, but it's a bore draw, 0-0 between Rochdale and Coventry. I couldn't even pick any highlights out. The game was that bad. We were hoping for more than a point from this fixture, but it's better than nothing. We're at home for the first time this month as Southend are the visitors at the Ricoh Arena. Literally straight from the kickoff at the start of the second half, Southend push on. Luke O'Neill whips in the cross looking for Cox. Our defence look to have it under control, but we've seen this so many times this season. We regain the ball in the box, try and clear it, give the ball away cheaply, and this time it's Adam King who reaps the rewards and gives Southend the lead. However, their advantage lasts for just 15 minutes. The Sky Blues on the attack. McCann's through ball to Sordell, sandwiched between two Southend defenders, but still manages to get his shot away, and it's a good shot into the net. 1-1 the final score. Again, it's not the 3 points we needed as we look to finish as high as possible, but again, it could have been worse. Right, here we go, the first of 3 huge away games as we approach the end of the season. We're splitting the squad into 2 here with 3 very tough fixtures in the space of a couple of days. We've got league leaders MK Dons away from home in 3 days' time, followed by Peterborough at London Road. But before those trips, we're off to Yorkshire, Valley Parade, the home of Bradford City, who in this career mode have seriously underachieved. A team you would assume to be pushing for promotion, but they're not even in the top half of the table. As I said, we're splitting the squad for these 3 matches as it's tough to utilise players twice in a week due to their poor stamina. Page retains his place in defence. Spence, Stevenson and Ramirez join McCann in midfield. Rory Donnelly partners Adam Armstrong up front. Just 6 minutes have elapsed as Armstrong breaks away. Through ball to Rory Donnelly. The former Swansea man holds up the defenders and a lovely strike past Colin Doyle to give the Sky Blues a very early advantage. And we're not content with a single goal lead. Spence nicks the ball from ex-City midfielder Roman Vansalo in the centre of the park. Donnelly's making the run through ball into a gaping hole in the back line. Donnelly latches onto it, and that's 2-0 to the Sky Blues. It's rapid fire at Valley Parade. Rapid fire, I tell you. And those 2 quick goals will give us the victory over Bradford. 2-0, the final score. Over to Stadium MK for the penultimate away match of our regular season. We're not going to be joining MK Dons in the top 2 despite improved performances since the turn of the year, but we can send a message to the rest of the top 6 by beating the league leaders in their own backyard. The team is rotated again. Sordell leads the line alongside George Thomas. Ojo, Bigaramana, Maitland-Niles and Jones return in the midfield. Jordan Turnbull captains the side from centre-back alongside another Jordan in Jordan Moore-Taylor. Halfway into the first half now, ex-Liverpool man Darren Potter dashes down the left wing forward to Kieran Agard. Can he get the cross in? Yes, he can, but only as far as Turnbull. But the defender hands the ball to Ben Reeves on a silver platter. Another high-profile error from Jordan Turnbull. We really can make a tidy sum by selling this lad in the summer, and to be honest, his performances give me no reason to keep him. 1-0 to MK. Throw into City 10 minutes later. Jones down line to Sterry. Now Maitland-Niles lays it off to Marvin Sordell on the edge of the box. Holds off the defender. Cracking low ball to Shea Ojo. And he curls it home from a relatively tight angle. All level at 1-1. Into the second half, we're on the hunt for our second of the match as George Thomas makes an unstoppable run down the right. Low cross for Sordell, and the striker just beats the keeper to the ball and pops it into the net to complete the turnaround. Ojo makes a good challenge on an MK defender. Sordell picks up the loose ball, whips in the cross towards the far post, and Thomas gets his bounce on that one and just squeezes it into the net. A very well taken goal from the teenage striker. He's really starting to realise his potential now. Could we see Thomas make the jump into regular first team football next season? Only time will tell, but it's 3-1 to Coventry. That should be game over, but fast passing from the Dons. Upson, first time pass to Scott Wootton, and how about that? An incredible strike. Didn't even take a touch, just stroked it in without thinking, and that's coming from a centre-back. But it's not enough to stop City from beating the League One's top side. A 3-2 win for the Sky Blues. London Road, here we come. Sadly, due to another issue with the game capture, we've missed the first goal. But here comes Adam Armstrong to double our advantage. You get this kid a sniff of the goal, and there's only one end result. We bought him for a bargain, 600 grand. He's repaid us already. That's 2-0 to Coventry. Midway into the second half, we're on the hunt for goal number 3. Donnelly picks up the through ball from Chris McCann, cuts into the penalty area, strikes it well. Tyler parries it, but look who shows up right on time. Adam Armstrong fires it into the net and makes it 3-0 to the Sky Blues. It's all too easy, but not content to lie down for us. The Posh search for some pride. Taylor does well to shrug off the challenge of Jordan Willis. Powerful hit from Forrester. Can't help but think Reece Charles Cook could have done a little better with that one. It was a long range strike, fair enough. We had plenty of time to prepare for it though. Disappointed to lose out on a clean sheet, but the 3 points are all that matters. Now we end the regular season at home to Walsall. A playoff place is secured. Now we focus on finishing as high as possible. We finished third. We've got Port Vale in the playoff semi-finals. We finished fourth. We've got Sheffield United. Mathematically, we could drop to fifth below the Blades, but we would need to lose. They'd need to win, and it would take a 15-goal swing to see us drop below the Blades. But as for a third-place finish, we have to beat Walsall and hope that Charlton lose. So here is our final starting 11 of the season. We're trying to save our first teamers for the playoffs, so it's a side of fringe players and youngsters. Burge in goal, the defence of Page, Turnbull, Moore, Taylor and Sterry. In midfield, Lawton captains the side. He's joined by Harrison in the centre, either side of Dixon and Reed. Up front, it's Quain Thomas and Sean Price. Kieran Morris holds off Page as he looks to get his cross away. In it goes, only as far as Moore Taylor, but he's given it straight to Otsuma. A defensive error costs us early on again. We couldn't have made a worse start in our last regular season game, and with an inexperienced squad, it's going to be tough to turn it around. Here's Ivor Lawton for Coventry, forward to Jamar Dixon into the penalty area. The winger is brought to the ground and the referee points to the penalty spot. A golden opportunity for City to equalise. No Adam Armstrong, of course, today. He's putting his feet up at home. Instead, the duty falls to young Sean Price, the 16-year-old striker signed from the Youth Academy earlier this season. He's nowhere near the finished article, but he's got a chance to score his first goal for the Sky Blues. It's Price versus Everidge, and the price is right for Coventry City. Everidge sent the wrong way, and it's 1-1 at the Rico. It remains level into the second half until Dixon dispossesses a Walsall defender, plays in Price. The young striker heads towards the net and scores his second of the match. The first time he has scored in open play. What a day it is for the 16-year-old. The turnaround is complete, 2-1 to Coventry. Sterry strides towards the box, lays it up to Harrison, who sees Reed in space to his left. Now Quain Thomas, low effort past Everidge. What a game this has been for the Sky Blues, the young Sky Blues side, a team of inexperienced and underutilised talent showing what they can do, and it's not over yet as Thomas puts one forward. Kelly Evans sprints down the left wing. Edwards struggles to keep up with the young winger. No support for him yet. He cuts in as Thomas heads into the box. Kelly Evans tries one, well blocked, and Thomas finishes the move that he started. A simply wonderful goal. Kelly Evans ran well over half of the pitch. Thomas came all the way with him from his own defensive zone into the opposite box to score the final goal of a pretty special season. A fitting finale to League One. Now the season is over, let's take a look at some statistics from the league season. 3 players are tied for the most league appearances. Chris McCann, Gail Bigaramana and captain Jordan Willis took part in 34 matches each. That includes substitutions. Maitland-Niles, Jones and Turnbull all played over 30. Donnelly, of course, only joined us back in January, and those stats also include his time at Gillingham as well. Now to the goal scorers. Marvin Sordell ends the season as our top scorer with 15 goals in 28 games, an impressive record in his first season with the club. Donnelly has scored 14, but 6 of those were with Gillingham before his January move. Adam Armstrong with an exceptional 14 goals from just 11 matches. McCann has scored 5 goals for George Thomas. Expect big things from him next season. Jones, Ojo and Maitland-Niles all found the net 4 times. Sordell tops the assist chart too with 9. George Thomas, Armstrong and Maitland-Niles all tied on 5. None of our players received 5 yellow cards this season. Sterry and Turnbull with 4, just 1 booking away from a suspension, and just 2 players were sent off, those being Chris McCann and Jamie Sterry. In terms of average player rating, no one can touch Adam Armstrong, an overall of 86 out of 100 from his games this season. Sordell up there as well with 78, and amazingly Turnbull has 74. I'm not sure about that one. I've been far from impressed by him. And finally, to the clean sheets. 10 blank scorelines for Reece Charles Cook from 28 games, 4 from Loic Badiashile before his switch to Liverpool in January, and just the 1 for Lee Burge. Young Spanish goalkeeper Fernando Alonso, yes, that's his name. He's named after a world champion in Formula 1. Fernando Alonso will look to make his mark next season. So let's recap the results from April 1st. That infamous 5-1 win in the Checkatrade Trophy final at Wembley. 2 draws in a row followed. First 0-0 at Rochdale, then a 1-1 stalemate at home to Southend United. A week later, a Rory Donnelly double helped us to a 2-0 win at Bradford. League leaders MK Dons couldn't halt the Sky Blue train. A 3-2 win for us at Stadium MK. Peterborough were our next victims, suffering a 3-1 loss at London Road, and a youthful City side came from behind to thrash Walsall 4-1 on the final day. We look to the playoffs now. We'll be facing Sheffield United across 2 legs, and the first of which takes us to Bramall Lane on Wednesday the 10th of May. 6 days later, we go again at the Rico. Here we go. It's make or break time. We went on an unbeaten run throughout April. If we can do that again through May, we'll be playing Championship football next season. But make no mistake about it, one error could end our promotion dreams, and Sheffield United are not a team to be taken lightly. Charlton and Port Vale, I'd be fully confident of beating either of those sides, but Sheffield are a very tough team to beat. So here is the starting lineup for the first leg. Reece Charles Cook starting goal. Sterry and Page remain at fullback either side of Willis and Harries. In midfield, Bigger is partnering Chris McCann with Ojo and Jones on the wings. No doubt as to who is starting up front. Top scorer Marvin Sordell and Adam Armstrong lead the attack. McCann with possession forced onto the left-hand side of the pitch by pressing Kieran Freeman. McCann offloads to young left-back Lewis Page, who quickly passes to Jody Jones. Through ball to Sordo, who slots it past Simon Moore in the Sheffield net, and it's advantage Coventry at Bramall Lane. He's been consistently dangerous throughout the season. You give him the service, he'll give you the goals. 1-0 to the Sky Blues. Here's Caelan Lavery for Sheffield, over to Chapman, rounds Bigger. Willis can't stop him, there's no stopping that one. An absolute screamer from Harry Chapman. He danced his way through the Sky Blues defence and unleashed a rocket of a shot past Reece Charles Cook. It's all square. Time is ticking away in the first leg. Former City midfielder John Fleck, caught in possession by Jones, dashes over to the right hand side. Where can he go from here? Jones cuts back into the centre of the pitch, feeds it into Armstrong, and the young striker shows Sheffield no mercy and fires Coventry into a 2-1 lead. And that will do us for the first leg. Thanks for the hospitality, Sheffield. We'll see you at the Rico. We are 1 game away from Wembley. We draw here, we face Charlton or Port Vale for the final place in next season's championship. For the record, Vale beat Charlton 2-0 in the first leg. So unless the Addicts seal a high-scoring win at home, it's Port Vale for the winner. 5 changes to the side who won the first leg. In come Haynes, Kelly Evans, Ramirez, Stevenson and Spence. Dropping out are Page, Sterry, Ojo, Bigger and Jones. Nervous times at the Rico Arena. We are in touching distance of that playoff final, but any mistakes will end our hopes of promotion. After a goalless first half, Chris Hussey, the former Coventry fullback, goes for a jog down the left, halted briefly by Ruben Ramirez, but offloads to Steven Skugel. The Scot plays through to Chapman, Zwolinski to Caelan Lavery, and a bullet past Reece Charles Cook, and Sheffield United lead in the second leg by 1-0. As it stands, Coventry will still be going through to the final via the away goals rule, but we've still got to be careful. We concede another goal and we're out. McCann plays a short one to Spence. The young winger returns it immediately. Plenty of space for Chris McCann to get his shot away and reinstate our aggregate advantage. It's 1-1 on the night. Ball forward to Marvin Sordell. Now it's Adam Armstrong, his strike partner. He sees Ruben Ramirez making the run. He puts it on a plate for the ex-Spurs youngster. 2-1 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. Get that red carpet ready, Wembley. We're coming back for more. And as we enter the final 4 minutes, Armstrong's radar has locked in on the goal, but he's stopped in his tracks. Ethan Ebanks-Landell, the big centre-back, on loan from Wolves, may have just sealed Sheffield's fate as the referee gives the penalty and hands Adam Armstrong the perfect chance to put this game to bed. Red card for Ebanks-Landell, and I'm going to shut my mouth for a minute because you know exactly what is going to happen. Armstrong puts it away, more rooted to his spot. A comfortable win in the end for the Sky Blues, capped off by one of the stars of the season doing what he does best. And that brings an end to Sheffield United's hopes of a return to the second tier of English football. For us, it's back to Wembley. Before April, we hadn't been there for 30 years. Now we're playing 2 games under the arch in a month. It doesn't matter who we face for promotion. I've got every confidence this team can beat anyone. And wouldn't you know it, it's Port Vale again at Wembley. We beat the Valiants 5-1 in the Checkatrade Trophy final at the start of this episode. It's kind of fitting in a way that we had them again as we end the final episode of Season 1. Months of effort come down to this. One game, one shot of redemption. It's sink or swim. So here is what could be a historic starting lineup for Coventry City. In goal, Reece Charles Cook. Defence, Harries and Willis in between Page and Sterry. Ojo on the left wing, Jones on the right. Maitland-Niles pairs up with McCann in the centre. Armstrong and Sordell start up front. And our bench consists of Alonso, Turnbull, Big Romana, Dixon, Kelly Evans, Thomas and Donnelly. The captain, Jordan Willis, starts this move from the back onto the right-hand side with Jamie Sterry as City move away from their own box towards Vales. Wings it to Jody Jones, whose performances have been consistently impressive this season. He's all on his own, surrounded by yellow shirts, but he's still going as he cuts into the centre. He's headed for the penalty area, plays a 1-2 with Marvin Sordell. First shot saved, second shot scored. Jody Jones with an incredible goal, worthy of the occasion, worthy of the venue. What a moment for Jones as City take the lead. An astonishing run from the young winger. Nice little 1-2 with Sordell. Keeper made a good save from the first effort, but City were not to be denied. It's 1-0 to Coventry in the playoff final. Patterson for Port Vale. Now it's Pereira. What's he going to do with this one? He's found Anthony Grant. May try on himself, and he does. An Anthony Grant special. Long range strike, pace and power aplenty. Cook wasn't getting to that one in a million years. It's honours even. 1-1. A back and forth game here at Wembley, neither side controlling this most crucial of fixtures. McCann into the centre circle, onward to Sordell. Ojo makes the run and Sordell finds him. Ojo into the box, blocked up by McIntosh, gets the cross into Marvin Sordell, deep into stoppage time at the end of the first half, and our top scorer Marvin Sordell with what proves to be the winning goal. It's 2-1 to Coventry City, and that is exactly how it remains until the final whistle. After 5 long seasons in Division 3, the Sky Blues are on their way back to the Championship and are just one step away from the Premier League. Phase 1 of our mission is complete. Promotion from League 1 at the first time of asking. It certainly wasn't an easy start. There were times in the opening months of the season where I wasn't sure we would even get in the playoffs. Some of our signings didn't quite work out. Certainly since the January transfer window, we've become a new animal. Adam Armstrong has been banging in goals left, right and centre. Sordell consistently finding the target. Willies and Harries rock solid at the back. Chris McCann making midfield his own. This is a team worthy of promotion. It's a team that will need to improve if we are to be competitive in the Championship, but it's a team who have earned Coventry City's first promotion since Jimmy Hill's infamous side of 1966-67. The days of Bobby Gould, Dietmar Brook, Ernie Machin, the glory days are back at Coventry. New heroes have been born, but this mission is far from over. We've got another 4 seasons to go through, and here's hoping by the end of the 2020-21 season we'll be celebrating our first ever top flight title. That completes season 1 of the Sky Blue Diaries. Check back to the Coventry United Matchday YouTube channel next week as we write chapter 2 of our story. Signings will be made, money will be spent, new heroes will be introduced. Don't forget to hit that like button below the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to Coventry United Matchday on YouTube for more exclusive football content. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheRealLiamCook. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I've been the mouth of the Midlands, Liam Cook. I'll leave you with the title celebrations. I'll see you next time as we begin a brand new chapter of the Sky Blue Diaries.
Well, you have to have the team photo. And they're getting ready for it now.
Yeah, one of those lovely scenes that you'll hang on the wall back at